Good morning. Happy Thursday. Man, the week is almost over, y'all. This year is going by so fast. Good morning, Miss ZG. I hope you're doing well. Time is fine, girl. Good morning, Miss Nisi, baby. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Felica. Good morning, Miss On an Island. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. It's almost Friday. That happened real fast. This morning happened fast. Good morning, Miss Patricia. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Miss Nikki. I don't have my tea. Well, I've been drinking freshly grated ginger and lemon in the morning. I'm feeling better. I'm almost through. This devotion is for women, sir. Sorry. Good morning, Miss My Therapy is Planning. Good morning, Miss Niecy Honey. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling much better. I've been going to bed at night. I have not been scrolling on my phone. I've just been turning on YouTube on TV and I've been falling asleep. So, but I haven't been taking naps. So, good morning, Miss Shay. I'm gonna give one more minute. I was running a little bit behind this morning as well, and then we'll start. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss OK Josie Simplified. This year is simplified. I love that. Good morning, Miss April. Good morning, Miss Carol. All right, so let's get started. It is, I believe, day 9. Let's see. Good morning, Miss Fiery Fusion. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Good morning, Mr. Kira. Mr. Kira B. Good morning. All right, so today is day 9. Boldness before the King. Confidence in God's timing. Our Bible verse, good morning, Miss Jasmine. Our Bible verse is Esther 5:2. And it says, when the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, and we read this yesterday because we read the whole little chapter. Well, not the chapter, but that whole little part. When the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, he was pleased with her and held out to her the gold scepter. Our devotion is fear could have kept Esther silent for sure, because it was a possibility of her dying by doing this. But she stepped out in faith. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it is moving forward despite it. So that's good, because God doesn't say that we are not going to have fear, but we have to move forward regardless of the fear, right? That we feel, because that's just a feeling. Affirmation: I step boldly into my purpose, trusting God's favor. And that's good. Our action step is do something bold today. Step outside your comfort zone. Our journal prompt is, what is something you've been afraid to do but feel called to? So that's kind of, ooh, you girl having hot flash. Let's kind of break that down, right? Fear is a feeling. It's something that we feel sometimes quite often, just depending on what's going on in our life, right? But courage is doing things, being brave is doing things in spite of the fear that we might feel, right? And sometimes, it's not easy, but we have to understand that fear is a feeling. It's not a fact. God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. The only person that we should have fear of is God, because he does everything, right? He can do anything. So let's read the verse, and this will kind of give us context. But again, we kind of read this yesterday. So y'all know Esther fasted, and then on the third day, y'all know about the third day. On the third day, she got up, she put on those royal robes, because presentation matters. Okay, she stepped into her purpose, and she stepped into her purpose looking like a queen, and therefore she was addressed as a queen. Yes, that was a good lesson on yesterday. So when she stepped into the inner court of the palace, just across the king's hall, okay, she was positioned where she needed to be positioned as the queen, and he saw her standing in the inner court, and he welcomed her, and he held out his scepter to her, his gold scepter to her. And then he asked her, and I'm reading through here, then he asked her, what do you want, Queen Esther? What is your request? I will give it to you, even if it is half the kingdom. So what it's basically talking about is Esther was fearful. That's why she went ahead and did the fasting and, really asked for a plan in order to get out there and speak to the king, because she wasn't supposed to be going to the court unless he sent for her to come. But she was going to do it anyway, because she knew that her becoming queen wasn't just to be Queen of Persia. It was to stop a whole plan to annihilate her whole race. Okay, because this man was evil. He was like, hey, I don't like these people. I want them out. They ain't good for nothing. That's basically how he felt. Come on. And she said, you know what? I'm going to step into my purpose of becoming queen, and I'm going to use that, whether I'm scared of this man and what he might do, because he's kind of crazy, and I'm going to do it anyway. And God positioned her right on the third day. The third day, Miss Niecy baby, right on the third day, he positioned her. He timed it perfectly for her to walk out into that inner court, and for the king to see her and be pleased with his queen and tell her, come over here. What do you want, baby? I got it. Okay, that's basically what he was saying. What do you want, baby? I got it. So Queen Esther found favor in the king's eyes when he saw her standing in the courts. Him holding out his golden scepter was the approval. It was basically saying, "Good morning, Miss Natarsa." It was basically saying, "Come on over here, girl. I got you." Okay, when he held out that scepter, Esther was willing to risk her life. And this was in a response to her praying and fasting. So we talked about that the other day, how important that is. This whole chapter, this whole book shows God, how God is watching over us, okay? The old folks say, he's sitting high looking low, okay? My former mother-in-law would say that all of the time. And so I'll be saying that too. But he is sitting high, looking low, and he's getting everything together. And like I told y'all yesterday, even if it doesn't look like he is moving in your life, there are so many things that are happening behind the scenes. You have to think about it as like, we talked about Paradise yesterday, right? Paradise, the show that comes on Hulu. We talked about that yesterday. Just think about everything that had to go together behind the scenes to make Paradise. And I'm not even talking about the actual show. I'm talking about, think about, if you watch the show, how many things had to go into play for them to dig into a mountain, make a whole city, pick 25,000 people, prepare for this, get planned. Just think about all the things that had to be happening behind the scenes. And then think about, this was going on. They knew that this thing was going to happen, that this volcano was going to erupt. And I'm sorry if you haven't watched the show, so these are kind of little spoilers. That this volcano was going to erupt, and that it was going to cause mass destruction and basically possibly destroy most of the world, right? Think about everything that was going on behind the scenes that people did not know about. Just think about that. That's how God moves in our life. When he has a purpose for us, when he has things that he wants us to accomplish for his kingdom, he is moving in the background. When you express a desire to God that is in his will, he is moving in the background to make it happen. I started watching the show, but stop. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you should continue watching it. Excuse me. You should continue watching it. It is an excellent show. I know that first episode starts off really slow. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on. Excuse me. Still getting over this cold, y'all. I know the first episode starts off really slow. That's how I felt, and I was like, nothing special, baby. After that, the ball keeps rolling. Okay, so definitely you should continue watching the show. So, how can we walk boldly and trusting God's timing while remaining soft and feminine? Because when you think of bold, you think of aggressive, but we don't necessarily have to go forward like that. Good morning, Naturally Reed. Yes, God goes before us always. I absolutely love that. I love saying that. So a feminine woman of faith walks boldly and trusting God's timing, but remains soft in spirit, patient in heart, and graceful in action. Okay, so it's like grace under pressure. She understands that true faith requires both surrender and confidence, knowing when to step forward and when to rest in God's plan. And that's where it comes in for us, asking for wisdom, which we know we can do at any time. I absolutely love that devotion because y'all know I'm always talking to God. Yeah, just like he's right here with me, because he is. And I be needing wisdom. Okay, I be needing him to tell me what to do. I don't want to do it on my own, because I've done things on my own and baby, it did not turn out like it should have. All right. So how can you balance boldness and softness while trusting God's perfect timing? And his timing is perfect. Not ours, but his. She steps forward in faith but waits with grace. So you are bold in obedience but soft in surrender. Psalms 27:14 says, wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Take action when God calls you to move, even when the path is unclear. And that's the thing about, and I'll just speak for me, human beings, me personally. We like to want to know everything that's going to happen before it happens instead of making that move, okay? We think, oh, well, I would do this, Lord, but like, how is this going to turn out? And that's not our business. That is not our business how things are going to happen, right? Remember, I told y'all, look to the end of the journey, okay? Look to that person that it is that you want to become, that God is aligns you to become, and don't look to the whole plan. That's none of your business. It's none of your business how it's going to happen, because I can tell you 100%, if you know how the plan will go, you will think that you know better, and you do not know better than God. You have to understand that he knows everything. He knows everything that is happening. He knows the people that he is putting in place. He knows, he knows everything. And so we have to trust in that and just make the move, okay? Just make the move. Don't worry about how it's gonna happen, Lord. Because if you know the plan, I'm for sure. I know me personally. I'm gonna be like, I don't like that part. Let me take that out. I don't want to go through suffering, Lord. If God had told me in his plan it was for me to have stage 4 colon cancer, I would have sure written that out. Lord, let me write that out right now. You know what I'm saying? But it was a part of my purpose. It was part of how I was aligned to come maybe here to y'all today to speak what I'm speaking. I don't know. I don't know the full story yet. And sometimes you have to trust that you may never know the full story, that you just doing what God tells you to do is your purpose, right? And be okay with that. And I'm okay with that. So she waits with grace, not frustration, knowing that God's plan is unfolding perfectly. Okay, we are not frustrated. We wait with grace because we know that God has the best plan, and we trust that he is giving us everything that we need in order to walk it out. Okay, and maybe we need to wait for that next, to walk this way. Maybe we need to wait for God to clear this path before we get on it. We know this, so we trust in that, and we do not get frustrated waiting on God's plan to unfold. If you are waiting on God for something, pray, prepare, and trust without rushing ahead, okay? Stop thinking about how it's going to happen. Stop asking him, well, tell me, Lord, da 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 da. Tell him your desire. Ask him if that aligns with his will, and then start moving, okay? Start praying and then start moving. Start just taking a baby step. She walks with quiet confidence. She's bold in trust and soft in spirit. Okay, Proverbs 31:25 says she is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without fear of the future. Okay, there are a lot of things going on, as I talked about before, especially with this administration that we have now. A lot of things that maybe we were kind of warned about, but we just didn't really think that would happen. But again, I don't fear because I know who's in control. And so you shouldn't as well. If you trust God, if you believe in his word, if you believe in his faithfulness and everything that he says right here in this Bible, if you believe it, then you should not have fear of the future. She doesn't let fear or impatience shake her faith, okay? Impatience. There comes that word again, being patient, okay? Not being frustrated. We don't let what we see deter us. Like I told y'all before, when I was talking about manifestation, and manifestation, in my belief, is not a woo-woo thing, okay? It is what we were talking about now. You know that there's no reason for you to be impatient, that God is working everything out. I forgot the thought that I that I wanted to say. It'll come back to me. But she carries a gentle spirit of peace, not anxiety, because she knows God is in control. That's what I was trying to say. Like I told y'all before, everything that is happening right now is your past thoughts, right? Your past, what you were thinking about dominantly, okay? And you may not, it may not connect right away, but if you really seriously think about it, you'll think about, I thought about these things, right? We call it women's intuition sometimes, but it's really just God speaking to us, okay? What you see now is what played out in the past. What you're going to see in the future is what's playing out in your head right now. So be careful with your thoughts. Don't put fear in that. There is no fear because we know that God is in control. When doubt creeps in, replace worry with worship. And I absolutely love that. One of my favorite albums is the Marvin Sapp Thirsty album, baby. And when I'm going through it or when I think that something might happen, baby, I will turn that on and I will put in my favorite song, The Worshiper in Me, baby. And I will play that thing and worship. Okay? Because I know that us worshiping, it can replace the worry. It can take all of that out your mind. Yesterday, I don't know whose story I was watching. I was watching somebody's story, and I didn't get to actually hear what the lady was saying, but I saw the captions on the screen. I was doing something else, so I couldn't really hear it at the time. But she was saying something to the effect that it's funny how we get into situations and things happen, and we're like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? What's God gonna do?" Like God ain't brought us out of every situation before. She's like, if he did it once, why wouldn't he do it again? And it's I had to laugh because I was like, that's true. We get into these situations and it's just like, oh my God, like we start panicking. Oh, I've never experienced this before, but you've experienced something bad before and God carries you through. Like, trust in that. Trust in that. Good morning, the men all pause. The men all pause when I walk into the room. Anyway, I've been sending your devotion to my daughter. Oh, thank you, Dakira. I appreciate that. So, replace worry with worship. Andy. All right. She protects her peace while she waits. So, Isaiah 26:3 says, you will keep perfect peace. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. So, trusting in God causes us to be able to have peace in our life. We do not let things that are going on outside of us make us anxious or stress us out, okay? We have a peaceful presence. When we are waiting, again, we are not frustrated. We know that God is orchestrating everything to work out for our highest good. You know that there is strength in your softness, okay? Ecclesiastes 3:11, I love this verse as well. He has made everything beautiful in its time, right? Right now, spring is about to happen. My daughter commented this morning when I was taking her to school, wow, it's light outside. The daylight savings time is coming. And I was like, yes, it's coming. Spring is coming, okay? That means the flowers are going to start blooming. The animals are going to start coming out. The birds are going to start chirping. My favorite holiday is coming up, Easter. I love Easter because it means resurrection. It means renewal. It means that you get another chance to start over, right? Like it wasn't over on Jesus's death. He rose again on the third day. I absolutely love Easter, okay? All of those things are happening, right? But we had to wait for it to happen. It didn't just happen overnight, The days had to pass. Things had to come into play, right? But we were not stressed because we knew spring was coming, right? Even though winter was kind of rough. We got snow here, like real snow here in Houston, Texas. That hardly ever happens, right? But we knew that was going to pass and that spring was coming. So there was no reason for us to be stressed. And that is how we have to think about life. Nothing stays the same. There's always going to be change, right? There's always a season for everything. Everything. So there's no need for you to get caught up in the season that you have right now. Instead, ask what lesson God is trying to teach you in this season and learn it, okay? Y'all see me? I'm learning. I'm learning. I told God I wasn't going to show up looking any kind of way this morning, okay? Presentation matters. I know that's right, Miss April. That's our birthday too. That's also why I love I love spring, because it is our birthday month. Yes, ma'am. All right. So you embrace the waiting season as a time of growth, refinement, and preparation. Instead of seeing waiting as a delay, see it as a time of divine preparation, right? I love that. So you move with elegance and trust. You are bold in your purpose, but you're soft in your action. Esther 5:1 said she put on her royal robes and she stood in the court, okay? The good Lord said, this is the time. Get up on that third day, put on those robes, and go stand in that court. And I got you, girl. She showed up prepared for the opportunities God was bringing her way. She did not force doors open. She did not chase. She did not try to make things happen. She just moved. She just walked, okay, with poise, faith, and grace. We are planting seeds this spring and preparing for the harvest. Amen, Miss Angie. She did not force things to happen. Me, this girl right here, I have tried to force many things to happen. And when I tell you, it does not work out. It does not ever work out when I have to force it. That's how I knew like my husband was my husband, because I did not have to force anything. It's so funny because I listen to a lot of, TikTok and not necessarily YouTube anymore, but like on TikTok, I'll see a lot of stuff and they'll talk about the black cat energy and, how to make men chase and da 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 da. And it's so funny because with my husband, I did all of those things naturally. It just naturally happened the way that it happened because of the place I was at in life. And I was like, you know what? I'm not chasing anyone, okay? God, if you want to do whatever it is you want to do with this man, I'm gonna let you handle it. I'm just enjoying life. And I literally just lived my life. I literally just was out here having fun and doing my thing, and clean fun, I wasn't out there in the streets like that. But that is literally what I was doing. And it's so funny because I hear that like, oh, just live your life, stop asking this and this. One thing I had to learn how to do, especially with this man, and God knew what man to bring into my life, because I have been a mother for, my daughter will be 26 this year. She's my oldest. So I have been a mother for 26 years. So sometimes it's really, really hard for me to get out of that mothering energy. But with this man, he won't let me mother him. There's no way I can mother this man right here. So God, he works everything out. He works everything out, right? So no, we are not forcing anything. Nothing. We do not chase, we attract. Things come into us, okay? I heard someone talking about feminine magnetism, and it is true. We are magnets to men, and God has already like set that up in nature, okay? It's so funny, and I'm gonna just get a little TMI right here, but women have natural pheromones, okay? Natural. And men are attracted to those pheromones. We don't have to wear any perfume. We don't have to do anything special but be clean. Be clean. And they are naturally attracted to that. But also, they're attracted when we are just moving every day in life. I can come from the gym. Good morning, Miss Victoria. I can come from the gym and my husband wants to inhale me. He's like, oh, that's so sexy. You smell so good. And I'm like, I'm funky. I've been sweating. What do you mean? it is so funny how God has already built that into our nature, right? For us to be this way and for them to be that way. There is absolutely no need for us to be out here chasing a man. None. None. Okay. He has already built things out. And so that makes me laugh because I think of all the times that like I've tried to do this and tried to do that and, made myself look this way and smell this way. And to my husband, that doesn't even matter. I could come from the gym. I could come from outside walking. And he's like, oh, you smell so good. And he wants to like smell every part of me. And we're not going to go there, but yes. And I was just like, no. You do not have to do anything special. They are already attracted. We are animals. Yes, Mr. Menopause. We are animals. We forget that. He has already made that up. And if you think about the animals, they don't stress about that kind of stuff. You don't see no animal out here worrying about no man. They gonna do what they got to do. Take care of their babies. Eat. Make sure they have a place to stay. And everything else works out for them. And there's even a verse in the Bible, I don't know the exact verse, y'all know, I'm not a Bible scholar, that God takes care of the birds. So why wouldn't he take care of us? He's already built all of those things into our lives. So there's no need for us to have to go out here and chase anything, especially a man. My husband says, I love you. They love your natural pheromones. Like it's already built in. There's no need for you to do all of that extra stuff. We do all that stuff for us. Okay. It smells good. It may, attract other people, but all of that's really for us. It's not really for them. If you ask a man, that a lot of the stuff that we do, that'd be for us. They just want us to look pretty. That's it. They don't know. They don't care about how we get to the pretty. They just want us to look pretty. But anyway, yes, dress with purpose and elegance. We talked about that yesterday. When you look put together, you carry yourself with quiet confidence. And you do. I feel good today. I put on some makeup, not heavy, but I got a little something on. I said, let me put on some clothes and I feel good. I'm showing up with confidence, right? I'm showing up with more confidence. Balancing your strength and femininity in your words and actions. Bold in conviction, but soft in delivery, okay? Proverbs 31:26 says, she speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction on her tongue. You have to speak with confidence, but never with arrogance, right? It's never, I think I'm better than someone or anything like that. It's me coming to you and saying in confidence, hey, maybe we shouldn't go that way. Maybe don't get into the specifics of why, but maybe we shouldn't go this way, okay? Friend or babe or whoever. Maybe we shouldn't go this way. Not, I know over there they doing this and that and this, and so-and-so got robbed when they went over there, and so da. That's thinking we know it all. That's showing up with a little bit of arrogance, like I know better than you, when nobody knows better than anyone, only God knows. And that's not speaking with confidence. The confidence is coming and saying, hey, you know what, I think maybe we shouldn't go that way. What do you think? Your words uplift, inspire, and bring peace, not chaos, okay? Not chaos. We are bringing peace. Honey, one of the things my mom used to say, you will catch more, she used to say bees or flies, I forget, with honey than vinegar, okay? Vinegar, if you've ever tasted vinegar, we know vinegar is like that. Wow. Apple cider vinegar. If you see my vlogs and me over there taking it. Okay. I'm like, but honey, a lot of people add honey because honey makes it go down better, right? It's smoother. It's sweet. That is how we should be talking. That is how we should be speaking to others. That is how we are able to get our point across where people receive it, okay? People don't receive you coming in there talking about them and thinking that you know it better than them and da 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 da. Why do y'all show up for this devotional? Because I give y'all the information from a point of I'm learning right along with y'all. I know no better than y'all. When I write up this stuff or research whatever I research, I'm researching it probably for the first time, okay? There is nothing that I know, okay, better than anyone else. Good morning, finally caught the light. Good morning, Miss Robin. The face you make when you take it is true. Yes, you're giving my true reaction. You don't have to be all rough. Just be soft and sweet. Amen, Miss Victoria. Be soft and sweet like honey. You lure with honey. And I don't mean that in a manipulative way. But when I talk to my kids, like yesterday, I had to say some choice words to Riley. Okay, because she was being very, she's in this mood. We're going through this teenager stage, Lord. And I'd be like, Lord, just let me make it through this stage with this last child. And not to say that I don't have my bonus children coming up, but I'm very much so an auxiliary parent, okay? With my bonus kids, their mother is very involved. My husband is very involved, and I get involved when I'm requested to. I kind of stay out that mix. They're here every weekend. We talk, we laugh, we do I'm the fun parent, okay? And I love it. I love that for me. I am the auxiliary parent, as I like to call myself. But Riley, I had to tell her. And it got the point across, right? It got the point across. But at the same time, I had to come back to her and explain to her why in a calm tone, okay? Very sweetly, very motherly, why I don't want you to be passive aggressive. Why you need to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and not okay all the time, and da 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 da. I have 4 girls and it was passed, but you have to let them know this way, say everything. Yes, this is my third girl, my 4th child. This is my last baby. So yes, I'm very familiar with the teenage years, and I have forgot a little bit because we had kind of got through it, and then here she come with this. Yeah. Good morning, Slay Girl Slay. So yes, we want to speak with honey. So think about that when you're going across your day-to-day. Are these words being delivered with honey or with vinegar? Okay? Think about that. I'm definitely working on being more gentle with my 13-year-old son. Yeah, baby, these teens. I mean, even when I have to speak to my stepson, because y'all know he's going through hormones and stuff like that, and he's not the freshest sometimes. And my father-in-law will say things to him because he's a man, right? But I'll be like, oh, baby, don't you want to go in there and like freshen up before we go so and so? That's how I'm speaking to him. So yeah, because baby, anyway. Not arrogance. We are speaking with confidence. We are delivering with honey, not vinegar, okay? She waits with joy, not restlessness. Romans 8:25 says, but if we hope for what we do not have, we wait for it patiently. She expects God to move. Your faith is unwavering. You are in expectation of everything that God has promised you, okay? You do not have to be stressed out. You do not have to worry. You have an expectation that God is going to meet you wherever he needs to. Good morning, Miss Adiola. I have a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old, both girls. I notice I mother them differently. I'm more masculine 18-year-old because I want the best for her. We do, but I'm not here to give advice. But if I could share, show her a little softness, show her a little femininity, show her sometimes you don't have to get your point across, again, like with vinegar, being aggressive or arrogant or anything like that. Not saying that you're doing any of that, but showing her a little softness will let her know that I can be feminine and still make things happen, right? I can still get the best with my feminine self. Just a thought. I understand completely, Miss April, because yesterday I had to get in my masculine mode with that 15-year-old and be like, girl. But then I had to get back to femininity and motherhood and tell her, this is the reason. The topic today that we are talking about, and I didn't get to put it in the title today because I was rushing. Boldness before the king, confidence in God's timing. So, I'm scared because she is growing and scares me. Should be okay. Baby, these kids, they gonna do what they want to do. Me having a 26-year-old now and a 20, how old is me? 22, 23. Well, my daughter's still 25. She'll be 26 this year. My son will be turning 23, and my middle daughter will be turning 20. She's the one that's going through the I want to do what I want to do stage, and I don't want to listen to what y'all got to say stage. And I'm like, I just laugh. I'm like, okay. Because I've been through this a couple times. And eventually, you will stop wanting to buy those lessons and you'll just want to borrow them. Okay. And that's just something that they just have to learn on their own. But you just pray and then you just ask God to protect them and keep them, and He will. He definitely will. So we expect God to move. Our faith is unwavering. We fill our waiting season with joy, beauty, and gratitude. Okay, we are grateful. That is why we thank God in advance, because we know that God is moving. We have the expectation that He is going to move. You're welcome, sis. We do not think that, oh, this is not going to happen. We're like, thank you in advance, Lord, for making this thing go through, giving us this job, giving us this house, giving us this successful business. Thank you in advance, because we expect God to move and we trust in that and we believe in that, okay? And that is how we move. One thing that you can do is romanticize your waiting season. Cultivate joy. Y'all know I love to say that. Through self-care, journaling, and just nurturing your spirit. While you are waiting, taking care of yourself is one of the best things that you can do. Pouring into yourself is one of the best things that you could do. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Sam, Nicole, and Fifi Show. Love that. That is one of the things. That's why I tell y'all, before y'all get married, okay, before y'all take home, becoming one with a man, pour into yourself, because you will have to pour out. You will have to pour out. You, before, even not in marriage, you are pouring out to other people as a mother, a daughter, an employee, a friend. Pour into yourself, because you are going to have to pour out. So make sure that your cup is filled. Again, we talked about this earlier, resisting the urge to rush or force things. So one of the things that I had talked about in my anti-habits of being feminine and things that I am working on is not rushing. This morning I rushed a little bit, okay? But that's okay. I know where I need to be and what I need to do. And I really sat down and I thought about it yesterday, and I was like, I have all these planners and I really need to get into my planners and I need to time block different times for myself, so I am not rushed. So I'm not trying to throw things together. When you rush, you miss things, right? When you rush, you get in the car and you start thinking, dang, I forgot something. I forgot to do something. I forgot something. God has allowed for us to eliminate that if we just plan and we take the time, right? But a lot of times, we let other things get in the way. And that is also a part of self-care. Taking care of the things that we know we need to take care of for ourselves before going out there and taking care of others. Moms, if you have to wake up earlier to spend a few minutes with God, to journal, to just sit there in peace and quiet and have a cup of tea and coffee, watch a TikTok or a YouTube video, and just spend time, recharging yourself before the day, please do it. I wish I would have done that when my children were younger, but I really, really understand the importance of doing it now. So I would just say to you, set that alarm 15, 20 minutes earlier and take some time for yourself. Take some time to pour into you, because again, you will have to pour out throughout that day. And it prevents you from rushing. Also, what I will say is, yes, our morning routines, you see all of these things in the morning, but it is truly our evening routine that sets us up for a good day. Okay? Truly, it's your evening routine. Are you packing lunches? Do you have your outfit laid out? Your evening routine should be all about eliminating excuses for the next day, as many that you can. What excuse do you have in the morning? Well, I got to rush because we didn't pack our lunch. Let's eliminate that excuse. Well, I got to skip the gym because I didn't have my stuff together, my gym clothes clean or packed. Or I don't know where my AirPods are. Spend your evening eliminating excuses so your next day can run smoothly. Okay? So you are not out here rushing. Okay? When we rush, we miss things. We also try to make things happen. You ever been in traffic and you over there, move out the way and do this and I gotta get here? Don't be that person. Don't don't be that person. It does. It feels good when you spend some time alone. I have been waking up at 4, but I haven't really, y'all know I haven't been going to the gym this week because I've been sick. But I already have March planned out. Baby, March is going to be a month of preparation because April is my birthday month. It's also Easter. There's many things that are going on in April. It's also my grandbaby's first birthday. Hopefully, I don't know, my husband hasn't said anything, but that's the kind of man that he is. We'll be taking a trip somewhere for my birthday. Listen, I gotta get prepared, okay? I gotta do the thing. Yes, road rage, road rage. You get that road rage because you're trying to force people to move out of your way, okay? Because you were not prepared, okay? Don't be that person. Don't be that person. It's so funny how what we're reading now, it really translates into everyday life. It really, really does, okay? So, we do not chase, we attract. We trust that what's meant for us will come at the right time, and we prepare, okay? We prepare. We eliminate excuses. We eliminate excuses that we make for ourselves. Okay, sometimes we can't eliminate the excuses of others, but we can do what we can do, right? If something feels forced, pause and pray for discernment. Okay, that's good. We are anchored in God's plan, not our own. Okay, Proverbs 16:9 says, in their hearts, human plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. We take action in faith, but we are open to God's redirection, okay? And that's what I mean by taking the step, but not knowing the full plan. As you're taking these steps, you're asking God, guide my steps, okay? You are still moving in faith. You are still, doing the work that we know that goes along with having faith. You're still doing the work, but you are trusting God to guide you on that path. You're trusting God to tell you where to hammer the nail, right? How to do that work, okay? You don't get frustrated when God changes up the plans, okay? Maybe you feel a little like, Lord, I wasn't expecting this, right? But I surrender. I surrender and I let you guide me where I need to go. Don't get upset when things change. Don't get upset when there is a rejection. We know that is God's protection, okay? I tell y'all all the time. Y'all know about my little heartbreak story, and I thought that this was going to be the man that I was going to marry because, oh yeah, he was there with me through cancer and everything, and then when we broke up, I was heartbroken. I really was. So I was like, oh man, I just knew I was going to be with this man. But that relationship falling apart is what set me up to be married not even a year later. Well, yeah, about a year later, I was engaged. We broke up with each other in, it was like a back and forth thing. But we broke up with each other officially in June of 2023. I met my husband in November of 2023. We were engaged in April of 2024. I was married in November of 2024. It is not you can't have this. It is, I want you to have the best. We have to stop being satisfied with good enough and want the best. He had another plan, absolutely. He had another plan, and it was the best plan, okay? Because I can't say that I would be here right now if I had married that other man. And like I told y'all, he came back and he was like, oh yeah, we can, whatever it is that you want, I want us to be together. And I was just like, you know what? I'm already dating someone and I really like this person and I'm gonna go with that. And it was hard for me to say that because of, everything that we had been through, but I just knew it wasn't. I knew if this was supposed to work out the way that it was supposed to work out, then it would have been worked out. We had dated for like almost 3 years. Let me tell y'all something. And it's not a man wasting your time, it's you wasting your own time. And I'm just going to be real with you because as women, especially as adult women, we need to take accountability for the decisions that we make. And you staying in a relationship that you know is not for you, that you know is toxic, and it don't even have to be toxic. Maybe it's just not moving, okay? And let me tell y'all something about a man. When a man wants something, he moves. He moves, okay? He don't take no for an answer, and we know that because they go out there and they buy these cars, they buy these Jordans, they go to these electronic places, and baby, the new iPhone, something came out. We was at the Apple store this weekend, okay? They move. So sometimes maybe things just aren't moving. You are stagnant. You are staying still. Know that you are making a decision to stay still. And you need to take accountability for that because you are letting someone waste your time. It is not him wasting your time. I cannot say that man wasted my time for 3 years because I let him. I allowed him to do that. You allow these things. You do not have to accept those things. At any point, I could have said, you know what? This isn't going in the direction that I believe that I need for my life. I wish you well. No hard feelings. And peace, I'm out. And who knows, I could have met my husband sooner, but God's timing. Don't allow anyone to waste your time, okay? Men move for what they want. I see it every day. Okay, every day, I with the man that I'm married to, I see it. With my father-in-law, I see it. With my son, I see it. Okay, they move every day for the things that they want. So if they're not moving for you, it is a possibility that they do not want you. They are happy to have you in their life to fill whatever it is that they need filled at that time, but you could go and it would be nothing for them. So don't let anyone waste your time, especially a man. All right? Lord, I trust you. Redirect me as needed. That should be our prayer. Lord, I trust you. Redirect me as needed. God's timing is always worth the wait. All right? The Lord is good to those who wait for him. Oh, I love that. I love that. I have to remember that. That's Lamentations 3:25. The Lord is good to those who wait for him. Okay? So that means that it's okay to say no to things that are not serving you. It's okay to say no to things that feel just good enough, but not God's best. It's okay to say no to those things because God is good to those who wait for him, who wait for his best. Okay? They're good, and I can tell you that 100%. Most definitely. You believe that God has for you, what God has for you is far greater than anything you could rush into. Let's just get this on the table. Feminine women do not rush. Thank you, Miss Victoria. And I'm sorry. Let me not apologize. This is taking this. Sometimes our studies will be 20 minutes, and we get off of here, and sometimes it'll be longer. And again, the replay is available. If you have to get off of here, I'm not offended. I understand, and you can catch it when you can catch it. But what God has for us is greater than anything we can rush into. As feminine women, we do not rush. That is a part of being able to attract to us and not having to chase, because understand that whatever it is you're chasing is running away from you. You wouldn't have to chase it if it was there, right? It is running away from you if you are chasing. You are rushing, trying to make things happen, forcing things to happen. None of those things are feminine in what God has called us to be as feminine women of faith. So if you are rushing, if you are chasing, if you are trying to force things to happen, really sit down and start thinking about how you can move away from that. And don't get it twisted. I have done all of those things, okay? I have tried to force things to happen, you know, in my former marriage. I tried to force my husband to be a certain way, and that just wasn't him. And I had to learn how to accept this man is just this way. And it's okay. I'm okay with you being that way, but not with me. You know what I'm saying? So understand that I've been through the gamut. So I get it. I get it. But we do not rush. When I was going through my cancer treatment and all of that entailed, of course I wanted it to be over as quickly as possible, right? But I couldn't rush the doctors to give me surgery right away if they didn't feel that it could it was good. When they got to me, the mass was so big in my colon that they said no, it would probably be more dangerous for us to operate on you. So we're going to take you through chemo and see if they can shrink it first. And Lord knows I did not want to go through 13 cycles of chemo, which was about 7 months. Lord knows, 6-7 months. I did not want to go through that. But it's what I had to go through to get to where I'm at now. So I couldn't rush through that. I had to show up that Wednesday, get that bag put on me, and then come back that Friday and get it disconnected. And I mean, I'm feeling bad. On Wednesdays, I could take myself to my infusions. But on Fridays, somebody had to take me because I couldn't drive. I was so nauseous and sick and just depleted and exhausted. There was no way that I could drive there. And my son, he had just kind of started driving at that time, and I would have to let my son take me when my ex at the time, he was at work. He couldn't take me. Baby, that was... Good thing I was sick. See how God worked that out? Good thing I was sick, baby, because I couldn't see how fast that boy was driving and the turns and the twists he was making because, baby, I was out of it. But anyway, I say all that to say you can't rush processes. Sometimes you can't rush the healing. Sometimes you can't rush the journey. You just have to live through it because there's lessons in it, right? My God, you're walking, breathing, living testimony of God's miracle. I am. I told y'all I ain't just seeing miracles. I am one. Thank you, Miss Malika. I am one, okay? But God is really, he's very, very, very good. He works things out. I could have been sick when my kids were little. Okay, I could have been sick with my former husband, who, Lord knows, I did not want to be sick with that man. God works it all out. Even the things, the bad things, he knows the timing. When I was sick, my daughter was grown, my son was practically grown, my other kids were older, so I kind of could rest. I kind of could do those things, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Your mom and sister are colon cancer survivors. Baby, they don't talk enough about colon cancer, especially affecting the Black community. All you hear about is breast cancer, and no shade to breast cancer, because that, baby, any cancer is horrible. But they don't talk about enough about colon cancer. at all. And March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and I would definitely be talking about it. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, you do not have to rush, okay? You are a feminine woman of faith. There's no need for you to rush. There's no need for you to chase. There's no need for you to force. So remember that. You find joy in the now. Find joy in being present right now. Find joy in, you know, Miss April talking to that 18-year-old and celebrating. I don't know if she's a senior or a junior, but that she's about to make that next step. Find joy in the present now, not in the future. Okay? Because who said the future is not promised? We all know that. I say that all the time. My prayer is if I don't get to be here in the next few years, that my family is just taken care of. That's it. So I enjoy right now. That's right. The present is a gift. The present is a gift. So be present. That is a lot of that's a lot of why we shouldn't rush and force and all of that. We have to be present in right now, okay? Be present talking to y'all. I can't be worried about tomorrow's plan. In fact, I don't even really look at tomorrow's plan. I may glance through everything, but I don't really study and look at tomorrow's plan until before I come on here, or maybe like 20. I might do it a little bit earlier, but I don't look at it right then because I can't worry about tomorrow's plan. What is it that I need to say to these ladies today, God? How can I impact someone today, God, through you? How can you impact someone through me? When I'm going through whatever, my prayers now sound like, God, help me learn what I need to learn in this season situation. Amen. What is the lesson, Lord? Going to the Air Force. My baby was supposed to go to the Air Force, but she changed her mind. I wish she would have, but it's not my life. It's not promised, and time moves so I just said when we got on here, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We're here for the weekend. It's already going to be March, y'all. We have to be present in what's going on right now with our families, with our kids. One of the best things that you can give someone is your time, is your attention. A lot of times we want to do material things and throw that out there and be like, I gave you this, when all people really need is your attention, for you to listen to them. Baby, let me tell y'all one thing about a man. You listening to them is top tier. Yesterday, and I'll give y'all this prime example, okay? And then we're gonna say the devotion and get off of here. My husband, so I'm going to the rodeo on next Friday. It's Bun B's All-American. It's become a big thing, right? So we got tickets, but the Lord favored us, and my cousin, who came to my daughter's wedding, she's also my daughter's godmother, she got a suite. So she was like, don't even worry about those tickets, because baby, I had got some nosebleed tickets because I wasn't paying all that money. Don't even worry about that. She said, I got a suite. Y'all can come to the suite. So it's supposed to be me, my daughter, and Sheena. So I was thinking about yesterday. I was like, I need to find something to wear. I kind of have an idea of what I want my outfit to look like. And then I was like, man, I had went to the rodeo last year. There's a carnival. So there's a carnival and then there's the actual rodeo. So the carnival is also popular because they have all these food and, stuff like that. So I was like, I remember I took the girls to the carnival last year and the parking was horrible. Okay, you had to park really far. You walked a day near a mile and a half to get to the carnival after you paid like $30. So it was crazy. And I was like, man, I don't want to go through that parking. So I was telling my husband, I was like, I got to figure out, I was like, maybe I'll just Uber down there. And he was like, well, y'all could ride the shuttle. So he started looking up, because he's a man and this is what he does. He starts looking up the shuttles, and he gets on his iPad and he's like, he just looking up stuff, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, if I take a Uber, then da da da, and he's like, nah, I don't want you taking an Uber because then you're gonna have to wait on an Uber, and so he's thinking about safety. It's gonna be dark, and he's saying all these things, and so then he starts looking it up, and so he's like, okay, well, you could take the shuttle, and he was like, well, tell Sheena, if she drives down there, then you could just pay for the parking. I got you, da 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 da, and I'm like, I had said, you know what, baby, it's okay, I got it. Nicole, don't shut me down. I'm trying to help you. You know what? I said, I'm sorry, baby. I wasn't trying to shut you down. What are you saying? What should we do? What do you think? People just want you to listen to them. People just want you to listen to them, especially men, okay? They just want you to listen to them. So whether I go out and I follow his plan to the T, which he would love, or I come up with another plan, he just wanted me to listen to what he has to say in that moment. He said, you are shutting me down. I need to say what I got to say. And we've been through this before. That's why he was able to say the words, you're shutting me down. Because he'll say something and I'll be like, oh, no, don't worry about it. He does not like to be shut down. He wants to be able to express his opinion. He wants to be able to express his guidance. For him, that's him trying to help me. And so I cannot shut him down. So listen to people. Listen, and let that be some wisdom for you out there that are dating or have relationships or marriage. Listen. All they want you to do is listen. We were talking about that yesterday because I ended up getting on YouTube last night, and Kev on stage was talking about paradise, and they were saying, if you've watched it, if the wife was wrong, and we got into that whole thing, and we started talking about listening and stuff like that. It was actually really, really good live. But yes, listen, okay? Find joy in the now. Don't stress over the future. Listen, write this affirmation in your journal. God's plan for me is beautiful, and I trust his perfect timing. God's plan for me is beautiful, and I trust his perfect timing. Oh, thank you, Takira. Yes, they be on cloud nine, girl. They just want you to listen. Okay, so quickly, let me go over the devotion today. Day 9, boldness before the king, confidence in God's timing. Our Bible verse, which we explored a little bit yesterday, but we will read again today, Esther 5:2. When the king saw Esther standing in the court, God timed that, right? After the 3 days, she got up, she put on the royal robes, and he said, go to that court and just stand there. Good morning, Miss Jennifer. When the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, he was pleased with her and held out to her the gold scepter, which we know was approval. Our devotion is, fear could have kept Esther silent, but she stepped out in faith. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Beads and Beads by Felice. I love beaded bracelets. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it, because we trust God's timing. We have an expectation that he is going to do the things that he said he is going to do. We do not rush. We do not chase. We do not make or force things to happen, because we trust in his timing. Okay. We do not get upset about redirection. We do not try to figure out the whole plan. We work by taking steps, whether that be a little step or a big step. And we continuously ask God for direction. I step boldly into my purpose, trusting God's favor. That's our affirmation. Our action step, do something bold today. Step outside your comfort zone. Okay. And that could be just going to a different coffee shop or going somewhere differently for lunch today. It could be taking a different pathway home. Those type of things, they rewire your brain if you don't know. God has made our brain like so powerful, but also so intricate. But we really have a control system up here that we don't use all of. We don't nearly use all of. But you going a different path to the place that you always go, that rewires your brain. And that allows change to come into your life, and good change. That might You might see a new restaurant. You might visit that restaurant. You might meet a new friend. You might get a new opportunity. There's so many different things, so many different scenarios and ways that things can play out if we just step boldly and do something different, right? Step out of our comfort zone. Our journal prompt is, what is something you've been afraid to do but feel called to? Okay. Thank you, Lord, for that journal prompt. I'm going to be journaling that today as soon as we get off. Anyway, thank y'all for staying with me. It's been over an hour. I really, really, really appreciate y'all. If y'all don't know, I appreciate y'all showing up every morning. I look so forward to seeing your names. Miss Cassandra wasn't on here this morning, but I know she's on a cruise. So I hope that if she gets to watch the replay of this, either on her cruise or later, that, you know, we miss you, Miss Cassandra. But yeah. I know y'all names. I see y'all pop up. Miss Nisa, baby, Miss April, Miss Kira, Miss Patricia, Miss Valika, Miss Nisi, honey, everyone. I know y'all. I know y'all by name. So I really appreciate y'all showing up for me. Miss Naturally Reed, I really, really appreciate y'all showing up for me and staying with me and spending your mornings with me. And spending any time with me, whether you watch this in its entirety, you catch a few seconds, or if you watch the replay. Miss Natarsa, Miss Angie. Oh, I love y'all too. I really do. I pray for y'all ladies every single day. Thank you, Miss Valika. So anyway, I won't keep y'all any longer. I pray and intend for you to have the most amazing day, the most blessed day. Do not rush today, ladies. From now on, we are not rushing. We are preparing. We are eliminating excuses. We are not chasing. We are attracting. And we are certainly not forcing things to happen because we are in expectation of God's best. Okay? Good morning, Miss Andrea. Yes, thank you, Miss Andrea. It's getting gooder and gooder. All right, ladies, I won't keep y'all. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. I won't keep y'all. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. I will see y'all on tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.